Y'all want to know the real reason Big Jook got killed? He was lazy. Yeah, I said it.
2 years after Big Jook was killed outside a Memphis restaurant, rapper Lil Kenny suddenly became the center of a crazy police chase story. Videos started blowing up online after cops pulled him out of a row of bushes in Westwood, Memphis, following a fast getaway through the city's streets. The internet went wild instantly. Yo Gotti stayed quiet, but people everywhere started asking the same thing. Did the streets finally find the person connected to Big Jook's death? In January 2026, clips flooded social media showing police surrounding a neighborhood, while Kenneth Mason, known as BEO Lil Kenny, tried to escape after ditching his car and running on foot. Officers eventually caught him hiding in bushes, and within hours the footage was everywhere. Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, all flooded with the same headlines. People online quickly linked Lil Kenny to Big Jook's case. Some claimed he had already been quietly identified months earlier and had been hiding ever since. Others started saying Yo Gotti and CMG had been putting pieces together behind the scenes until the pressure finally closed in. Almost overnight, Lil Kenny went from a name mostly known in Memphis underground rap circles to one of the hottest topics in hip-hop news. And to understand why the city reacted so heavily, you gotta know how serious Big Jook's name carried in Memphis. That's how much weight Big Jook's name still carries in Memphis.
Bro, they didn't kill Young Dog, bro. What the f? Bruh, ain't no way these folks just dog. Ain't no way these folks just straight came and ran down on dogs. I figured it, that's what I'm saying. No, these folks just straight kill Young Dog.
So when BEO Lil Kenny got pulled out those bushes 2 years later, the whole city paid attention instantly. People already knew Kenny's music stayed deep in Memphis street culture, talking about crews, rivals, and violence in the city. Once clips of his arrest started spreading, listeners went back through his songs, and certain lyrics suddenly had everybody talking. Online commenters started calling the bars self-snitching, saying some lines sounded way too specific to ignore. Memphis social pages and YouTube channels kept pushing the conversation harder. A lot of people believed the streets had already been connecting dots long before any footage of Kenny's arrest ever surfaced. Then the chase made everything even bigger. The image of police dragging him out of bushes after running from officers became the symbol of the entire story. Social media ran with it nonstop, turning those bushes into a viral moment across Memphis hip-hop discussions. Some pages even joked that he had been hiding in plain sight the whole time while pressure slowly built around him. Overnight, the rumors, the lyrics, and the arrest footage all mixed together and sent the internet into chaos. Some viral clips straight up called it the day Big Jook's killer got dragged out the cut. Others pushed the idea that Yo Gotti had finally found the man connected to his brother's death. What made people talk even more was Yo Gotti staying completely silent through all of it. Since Big Jook's death, Gotti rarely spoke publicly about the situation. Most people only caught hints through song lyrics, cryptic Instagram posts, or comments from people around CMG. So when the BEO Lil Kenny chase exploded online and Gotti still said nothing, the streets started treating that silence like proof. Rumors spread fast, saying Kenny had been booked into Shelby County over connections to the case. Some posts claimed investigators were building something bigger behind the scenes. The arrest clips, mugshots, and court photos kept getting reposted everywhere with dramatic captions, making the internet even more convinced he was tied to it all. But once Kenny got released, he finally responded to the rumors himself. In videos shared across Memphis pages, he denied having anything to do with Big Jook's killing. He said social media turned everything into chaos, and the nonstop internet talk led to extra questioning from investigators. Kenny also claimed online rumors had blurred the line between facts and pure speculation. One clip that spread everywhere showed Kenny calling the internet a dangerous drug, and that line instantly took off online. Supporters of the rumors treated it like a nervous response after Yo Gotti supposedly tracked him down. Others saw it as Kenny trying to clear his name, while the internet kept running wild with theories. Either way, the conversation around Big Jook's case suddenly exploded into something way bigger than before.
I know he got one because he spoke. He said the day that he killed Dolph, he was trying to earn some money to get a birthday present or something. You know, which is some of the craziest. You know, for you to say that, for you to go take another man's life or an artist that's done help the city and, you know, and give out turkeys every year because you're trying to get your daughter a birthday present. Man, you should be able to go charge a pitch for a birthday gift. Yeah, that was wild, you know, so that should give...
It taught me a lot about Memphis right there.
Yeah,
man.
that should give people a better idea of what kind of person that we talking about here.
Kenny's arrest happened almost exactly 2 years after Biggie. Jook was killed in January 2024, and for people already pushing retaliation rumors connected to Young Dolph's death, the timing felt unreal. Back on January 13th, 2024, around 4:15 in the afternoon, gunfire erupted outside Perignon's restaurant and event center on Winchester Road in Memphis. An off-duty officer nearby reportedly heard the shots and rushed toward the scene. When police arrived, 2 men had been hit. One of them was Anthony Big Jook Mims, who was found wounded inside a vehicle after being struck multiple times. He was rushed to St. Francis Hospital, but later died from his injuries. Another man survived after also being hit during the shooting. What made the situation hit even harder was where it happened. Big Jook wasn't at a party or nightclub that day. He had attended a repast for a family member named Eric Boven. A shooting outside a funeral gathering in broad daylight shocked the city, and even longtime Memphis figures called the situation unbelievable. Witnesses said the shooters sped off in a white Ford Explorer with dark-tinted windows, black wheels, and no license plates. From the very beginning, investigators believed Big Jook was the intended target, and that carried serious weight because he was far from just another name in Memphis. At 47 years old, Big Jook played a major role inside CMG, the label built by his younger brother, Yo Gotti. Officially, he was an executive, but people in Memphis knew his influence reached way beyond music. He was deeply connected in the city and helped move things behind the scenes. Later reports made the situation even darker. Big Jook reportedly suffered multiple gunshot injuries, including wounds to the head and neck. The attack looked calculated, fast, and organized, leaving very few clues behind. What really shook people was an Instagram post Big Jook shared just one day before the shooting. He wrote, "They don't want to face you. They want to snake you. Stay alert to stay alive. Watch your back at all times." After his death, that message spread everywhere online. Memphis figure Hernandez Govan also stirred conversation after publicly questioning the security around Big Jook that day. His comments quickly went viral across the city, while Yo Gotti stayed mostly silent aside from a few emotional and cryptic tributes as months kept passing by. By August 2025, Memphis police were still saying they had no named adult suspects in Big Jook's killing, even more than a year and a half later. The white Ford Explorer never led to arrests, surveillance footage brought no public answers, and the case stayed frustratingly quiet. For Memphis, a city deeply tied to its rap scene, that silence only made rumors grow louder. People kept asking the same question: who would want Big Jook dead? A lot of attention quickly turned back toward the long-running tension surrounding Young Dolph's murder and the courtroom testimony that later pulled Big Jook's name into national headlines. That story traces back to November 17th, 2021, when Young Dolph, born Adolph Thornton Jr., stopped at Makita's homemade butter cookies in Memphis. According to reports, 2 gunmen jumped out of a white Mercedes and opened fire outside the bakery. Dolph was killed at the scene, and the shocking footage that spread online left the city stunned. The case exploded again during late 2024 court proceedings when alleged gunman Cornelius Smith testified about how the attack was supposedly planned and financed. During testimony, Smith claimed Big Jook was involved in organizing a $100,000 hit connected to years of rap beef, personal tension, and conflict between CMG and Paper Route Empire. Smith
All I want to say is it was expected because I feel like I wasn't expecting it to happen because the Jook that I know, I thought Jook would have been moving better, you know. But to Jook's defense, you know, he had some security out there with him, but he ain't had the right people. Because when them pulled up, Jook had an officer standing right there with him with 100 shots, and the officer took out running. You know what I'm saying? So he had the wrong person.
Alleged the money was divided between several people accused in the case, including himself, Justin Straight Drop Johnson, and Hernandez Govan. Those courtroom claims fueled even more public speculation around Big Jook's later killing and possible retaliation theories online. Cornelius Smith's testimony pulled the curtain back on rumors Memphis had talked about for years. He claimed he and Justin, Straight Drop Johnson, already knew there was money waiting for anyone who could get close to young Dolph. According to Smith, the original plan was to catch Dolph during his annual turkey drive. But after spotting his car outside Makita's bakery, everything changed fast. Smith testified they pulled up, opened fire, and left the scene. He also claimed they later contacted Big Jook through FaceTime using coded language and hand signals to confirm the job was done. The money side of the story shocked people too. Smith said he was promised life-changing cash, but allegedly only received a small amount before getting arrested. He even testified that the shooting happened on his daughter's birthday while he was trying to make money for her gift, a detail that spread everywhere online. Hernandez Govan later spoke publicly about how the alleged $100,000 payment could have moved through Memphis streets, adding even more attention to the case. Rumors that Big Jook supposedly distanced himself from the shooters afterward became one of the biggest talking points surrounding the trial. The courtroom fallout changed Memphis rap forever. Justin Johnson was convicted in 2024 and sentenced to life, while Hernandez Govan was acquitted. But throughout the entire case, Big Jook's name kept coming up repeatedly, even though he was never formally charged or able to respond in court himself. Soon, retaliation theories completely took over social media discussions surrounding his death. The tension between Yo Gotti's camp and young Dolph didn't suddenly start in 2021. A lot of people trace the problems back to around 2014, when Dolph reportedly turned down a CMG deal and fully pushed his own independent label, Paper Route Empire. After that, the rivalry kept getting louder through diss tracks, sneak disses, and public shots from both sides. Songs like Play Wit Yo B had Dolph directly calling out Gotti, while artists connected to CMG, including Black Youngsta, added more heat to the situation. But over time, people felt the beef moved far beyond music. In 2017, Dolph survived a shooting in Charlotte after his vehicle was reportedly hit with over 100 rounds, with bulletproof protection helping save his life. Later that same year, he was wounded again outside a store in Hollywood. Each incident made the rivalry feel more dangerous and personal. By the time Dolph was killed outside Makeda's in 2021, Memphis already knew the history behind the tension. So when courtroom testimony in 2024 claimed Big Jook helped finance the attack, many people online believed the pieces suddenly connected together. That's also why Big Jook's own killing in January 2024 immediately sparked retaliation theories across Memphis. People noticed similarities in the attacks, public locations, targeted shootings, fast escapes, and very few answers afterward, which only pushed the speculation even further online. After Big Jook was killed, retaliation theories exploded across Memphis. Street commentators and online personalities kept pushing the idea that the violence was connected to the long-running fallout from young Dolph's murder. One viral Memphis voice even claimed Big Jook became a target because the original job wasn't finished. The comments spread fast online because it matched what many people in the city were already thinking about the cycle of retaliation surrounding both cases. Hernandez Govan also spoke publicly about how dangerous street politics can get, saying that no amount of security truly guarantees safety. Those comments only added more fuel to the non-stop speculation surrounding Big Jook's death. That was the atmosphere BEO Lil Kenny walked into when his police chase footage surfaced in January 2026. Memphis social media was already obsessed with finding out who might have been connected to Big Jook's killing, so once Kenny got pulled from those bushes after a chase, people immediately started connecting dots. Listeners began digging through his music, pointing to lyrics about Memphis crews, violence, and rivalries. Viral pages grabbed certain bars from his songs and lined them up beside details from the case, which made the rumors spread even faster. Then social media made things bigger. Old Instagram clips, freestyles, and posts started resurfacing everywhere as people built theories around Kenny's online activity and public image, turning him into one of the most talked about names in Memphis overnight. In the eyes of the rumor mill, B.O. Lil Kenny became the guy people believed Yo Gotti's camp had been quietly searching for ever since Big Jook was killed. And because Gotti stayed mostly silent again, the internet filled in the blanks on its own. To many people online, that silence looked less like ignorance and more like patience. But when you separate rumors from official records, the story changes fast. What's confirmed is that Memphis police did pull Lil Kenny out of bushes after a police chase in January 2026. The chase happened, the foot pursuit happened, and the arrest happened. But according to mainstream Memphis reports, none of the actual charges filed against him were connected to Big Jook's murder. Authorities reportedly booked Kenny on charges tied to evading arrest, reckless driving, illegal window tint violations, and possible drug possession. There were no murder charges, no homicide indictment, and no official documents linking him to the Big Jook investigation. That detail became important because Kenny was released from Shelby County only days later. Online observers pointed out that people accused in major homicide cases usually don't walk free that quickly, which caused some of the original rumors to lose steam. After getting released, Kenny directly addressed the speculation and videos shared online. He claimed investigators questioned him longer because social media rumors got so loud around his name. Kenny also denied any involvement in Big Jook's death and said he wasn't chasing attention from the situation. Lil Kenny later called the internet a dangerous drug, warning about how quickly rumors online can start sounding like facts. His comments matched the official status of the investigation at the time. By August 2025, Memphis police were still publicly saying they had no named suspects in Big Jook's murder. More than a year after the Hickory Hill shooting, the case remained unsolved with no arrests, no indictments, and no official charges connected to anyone publicly. Despite all the internet theories, no major Memphis news outlet, including Fox 13, Action News 5, or The Commercial Appeal, reported Lil Kenny being charged in connection to Big Jook's death. A huge part of the rumors came from people digging through Kenny's lyrics and calling them self-snitching. But Memphis rap has long been filled with violent imagery, street references, and talk about rivalries. A lot of the lyrics people pointed at were either vague, publicly known details, or common themes used in local rap music. When people looked closer, the lyrics didn't amount to any actual confession. Even the viral image of Kenny being pulled from bushes after the chase became more symbolic online than factual. Running and hiding from police during a pursuit may have looked dramatic, but it didn't officially connect him to Big Jook's murder in any confirmed way. Even with no official murder charges tied to BEO Lil Kenny, the internet never fully let the story go. In Memphis, once a rumor gets attached to a major name, it can move faster than facts and stick around way longer than the truth. For a lot of people watching online, the timing still felt too strange to ignore. Big Jook's killing remained unsolved. Yo Gotti stayed mostly silent, and then suddenly, a Memphis rapper tied to street rumors ends up going viral after a police chase and getting dragged out of bushes on camera. That combination was enough to send social media into detective mode overnight. At the same time, others pushed back hard against the theories. Some people argued the internet had turned speculation into entertainment, building entire murder narratives from lyrics, Instagram posts, and random coincidences instead of verified evidence. The more clips spread, the harder it became to separate what was confirmed from what was just people connecting dots on their own. Still, the Big Jook case continues hanging over Memphis like a shadow. The murder remains unsolved publicly, the rumors keep circulating, and every new name connected to the story instantly grabs attention online. Whether BEO Lil Kenny was simply caught in the middle of internet chaos or unfairly turned into the face of a viral theory, one thing is clear. The streets, the blogs, and social media still haven't stopped talking about Big Jook's death. What makes this whole story even crazier is how much social media now shapes public opinion before investigations ever finish. One viral clip, one lyric, or one rumor can instantly turn somebody into the center of a massive case online, even when official evidence hasn't caught up to the headlines. That's exactly what happened with BEO Lil Kenny. The police chase footage, the bushes, the Memphis street rumors, and the history tied to Big Jook all collided at the perfect time to create a viral storm. Once the internet grabbed hold of the story, every old freestyle, Instagram post, and interview suddenly got treated like hidden evidence by online detectives. Meanwhile, Big Jook's murder still remains one of the biggest unanswered questions hanging over Memphis rap. The case touched music, street politics, longtime rivalries, and years of tension connected to some of the city's biggest names. Because of that, people continue searching for clues everywhere, even inside rap lyrics and social media captions. But officially, the facts remain limited. No public murder charges have been filed against Lil Kenny in connection to Big Jook's death, and Memphis police have continued keeping details close while the investigation stays open. Even so, the internet hasn't slowed down at all. Every new rumor, post, or viral clip keeps dragging the story right back into the spotlight, making Big Jook's case one of the most talked about mysteries in Memphis hip-hop today. As for the viral Yo Gotti found him narrative, there's still no public evidence proving it. Yo Gotti has never publicly accused BEO Lil Kenny of being involved in his brother's death, and CMG has never released any official statement naming him either. The theory exploded online because of rumors, not because of confirmed facts. And inside Memphis, some people were already pushing back against the story before Kenny ever spoke out himself. One post that circulated heavily claimed someone close to Kenny called the entire connection fake news from the start. Right now, the official facts are simple. Big Jook's killer has not been publicly identified by police. BEO Lil Kenny was arrested in January 2026, but the reported charges were tied to evading police, reckless driving, and traffic-related offenses, not murder. He was released only days later and later denied any involvement in Big Jook's killing. As of the latest updates, Memphis police still list the case as open with no named suspects and no public breakthrough announced. The killer breaks silence after Yo Gotti found him storyline mainly came from the internet mixing together real footage, old rap beefs, social media rumors, and the city's ongoing search for answers. At the center of all this is still a real, unsolved killing. Big Jook lost his life outside a Memphis restaurant in broad daylight, and years later, investigators still haven't publicly identified who was responsible. Until that changes, the BEO Lil Kenny story remains another example of Memphis rumors spreading faster than confirmed facts. If you enjoyed this breakdown, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe for more updates and stories.